24 hours of non-stop indie hip-hop right here on Rap Nerd Radio.
What you going for? You don't see that bounty on my head, I think they owe me more. I control this holy water, you would think it's holy war. Pulling strings at Dofi War, know the score. Throw me overboard, G-Bay holding down the ocean floor.
What's going on? It's your boy D-Sick, aka the Rap Nerd, and today I got a special guest. We got Backwood Brad, ladies and gentlemen. How we doing, sir?
Doing good, brother. How are you today?
Good, man. I'm blessed, man. Glad to have you on.
Word. Likewise, thank you.
Yeah, man. So let's get right to it, man. The album. If you could let everybody know, first where they can find the album, and also, like, just tell everybody, all about the album. Let's get straight to it.
Okay, yeah. So Mary, the common spelling Mary. I got some little, the merch on as well. Mary is available on all streaming platforms. So anywhere that you stream music, anywhere you listen to music, just type in, Backwood Brad, Mary, and you'll be able to find that everywhere. On YouTube, we have a little more of a variety over there. We actually have some anime edits over there. I'm a huge anime nerd, so I created some anime edits that are kind of themed around the project as well, which is super dope. So if you're more of a visual person, hop over to YouTube. All the anime edits with all the lyrics are there. And then outside of that, any streaming platform, you'll be able to catch it.
Dope, man. And also, I just want to tell you, congratulations on the album. And it's great, man. I just listened to it from front to back a couple of times. It's awesome, man. What's your favorite song on there?
So I'm torn between two. So originally when I made the album, a lot of people don't know about the creative process. So sometimes the album today might have been hanging around for maybe 2 or 3 years, like in your vault of music, so to say, depending on what was going on. So for me, the producer on the project, Emilio Miles, shout out to Emilio. Originally it was just 9 songs. And then we added 4 more, which is why, it ended up being 13.
I know
so one of the
there was 9 on Bandcamp and that there was more on streaming platforms. So I was gonna ask about that. So that's why.
Yeah, so originally we had 9 songs, and then I just didn't feel like it was complete. So we went like a year and a half, and then I was like, bro, I'm gonna add 4 more songs to this, and we'll have like a deluxe version, but I think it's complete after this. So for me, the very first song on the project, The Message, that is one of my favorite songs on there just because of how we created that song. That's a song that a lot of artists have egos. So like I actually wrote that song 3 different times. Emilio had reached out to me and was like, yo, I like what you did on this first one. Would you consider changing it up and, maybe doing this, doing that? So basically like the bounce on the second verse, originally it wasn't like that. Emilio was like, I want you to do like, come in rapping a certain way, then we'll do like half a chorus or like a pre-chorus, give them a 16-bar verse and then the full chorus. So I was like, all right, let's try that. So like the first 2 times that I wrote, because I wrote it one way and then he was like, change it. I changed it. And he was like, nah, this is what I meant. So as an artist, being able to like create within someone else's, idea as well was super dope to me too. And I trust his creative process. Like he's helped me really create like a style within my style over the last 2-3 years. So I'm very, very grateful for that. So The Message would for sure be one of my favorites on there. And the other favorite that I would have on there would be, it's called Ace's Song. Ace's Song, because I lost my ace. You know what I'm saying? Like I lost my cousin. We were raised like brothers, like my best friend to me. So anybody who's familiar with the One Piece anime knows, Luffy lost his brother Ace a particular way. And lost my cousin the same way. So that song really, really means a lot to me. So those 2, The Message and Ace's Song for sure would be my 2 favorites on the project.
For, the people like myself that aren't as familiar with anime, what is the reason? First of all, how long have you been into anime? And then secondly, what makes you center your music around anime? Is it just the general love for it or what?
I've been an anime fan since I was a kid. I know like a lot of us are, and not just anime, but like cartoons in general. But anime for sure like speaks to my soul. I started, you know what I'm saying, as a kid, you know, with the Sailor Moons, the Dragon Ball Z's, the Pokemons, you know what I'm saying, things like that. Full Metal Alchemist, like I grew up as a kid watching those, the Naruto's, One Piece. So, and I'm a huge comic book fan too. When I moved to Hawaii, I was a military brat. I moved to Hawaii in like 2000, 2001, and I picked up what was a manga. I didn't know what it was. I was like, yo, this looks a lot different than a comic book, you know? So I started reading that. And then when I was reading it, but within like a year or so, I had seen like DVDs for it. So I'm like, oh shit, like they got, oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. So like the love for anime grew like from a kid. Now, originally, I would just have like some bars here and there about anime stuff. I didn't really start to theme my stuff around anime until I started to take music seriously in 2020. I wanted to have like something that like I could stand behind, something that I for sure would be able to replicate and, you know, recreate over and over again. And rather than trying to make all of these, you know, club songs or all of these songs for this, you know, genre or that genre, for me, I just figured like if I themed my music, regardless of what style of genre music I would make at that point, it would be easy for me because I watch so much anime. And the overall message in a lot of the animes, like maybe it's hard to follow the storylines, but just like the determination, you know, people over being able to overcome adversity, you know, like being forgotten, being left behind, like a lot of the messages that are just within these animes. The work hard, you know, got to train, got to be strong, got to be stronger than yesterday. Just all of those messages and stuff. I love so much of anime. So that is a particular message that I also try to convey in my music. So it just seemed like one, you know, one and the same. And when you're performing, for most people, most artists, like you're kind of like a different person in that moment. So what better way than to just find your favorite anime character and go out there and nerd out, you know? That's how I look at it.
Right. I love how you've been able to fuse hip hop and anime together. And I'd also love to know, like, shifting gears a little bit, who are some of your favorite hip hop artists? Like, who influenced you to start doing music?
I mean, a lot of the cliche ones, obviously, just because, you know, I'm a little bit older in the generation, so to say. But for the genre, I'm very young, obviously. You know, like I'm 36 years old, so I was young like when hip hop started. Hip hop's still young now. You know, it's only 50, 51 years. You know, we're going to 51 years old right now. So it's a beautiful thing. So for me to be the age that I'm at, a lot of the artists that I grew up on, the Joe Buddens, the Royce the 5'9s, those are two. Joe Budden's my GOAT. A lot of people look at me like I'm crazy because they just know him from the podcast, but the music, like from the Move Music series back when he was, you know, part the Triangle Offense and stuff like that. Him, Paul Kane, you know, Ransom back in the day. So it's like there's a lot of people that don't know about his lyrical ability and how he writes. Joe Budden, I give so much credit to just for how introspective and like the emotions that I'm able to invoke in my music. He is atop that list. Ransom is also in that, you know, with Royce the 5'9", and then Redman is also another one that I love a lot. I can name the Nas, you know, I could name the Hoves, you know, I could name the Biggies and stuff like that, but I was a kid, like I was on like 10, 11 years old, you know, like when they're at their, I guess Nas is still kind of in his prime, but like when, you know, when Jay's doing what he's doing and Big and RIP, you know, the Big L's and stuff, I was so young then. So for sure, what like who I write like, who inspires me to do that stuff would be, you know, Royce, Ransom, Joe Budden, for sure. I got like a lot of like the ways that I like to rap from Redman a lot too. The way that he rhymes, like double rhymes and stuff like that. He would do a lot of that. I like that a lot from him. Rakim and KRS kind of inspired me not to curse in my music. So like Rakim is somebody as well that my uncle was a huge Rakim fan, and he had put me on him. And just when I haven't cursed in a song since 2012. So like a lot of artists can't say that neither. You listen to that whole album. I don't curse in that album once,
You know
which
what?
for
I
a lot
didn't
of
even
people,
really notice.
that part. And that's what I'm saying. Like for a lot of people, when you say that, they're like, oh, so you're a Christian rapper, you're a contemporary rapper. I don't lead with that. After they're done, I'm like, yo, you like that? Yeah, that was dope. You know, I wasn't vulgar. I ain't cursed at that at all. Like it was, at most, I may talk about some subjects that are sensitive to people. Like I do touch on, drug use and addiction. I do touch on, maybe like physical abuse, not, like maybe being beat by parents, or something like that. I do touch on some things that may be uncomfortable for people, but not like in a vulgar sense. I'm not trying to exploit anything. I'm trying to shine light on things and just let people know that a lot more of this stuff is kind of normal, or not. I don't want to say normal, but it's more prevalent. Like it's happening to more people than what people are aware of. So I just don't want people to feel like they can't talk about things or feel shy or anything about anything. Like just know that things is happening to everybody, man. Like we just got to be more human about stuff.
I love that, man, because it seems like a lot of times hip hop can get one dimensional, and I love how like you mentioned, Joe Budden, he's an artist that taps into people's emotions, and I could see that you did a lot of this on this project. And is this kind of like who would you say is your audience? Like, who do you think are the people that are going to benefit the most from listening to your music?
People who maybe are in search of their voice. I don't want to say I'm a voice for them. There's a quote there's a quote in the Tao, Taoism, Lao Tzu, which is a Chinese philosophy. Some practice it as a religion. A leader can lead people, right? But a leader is best when the people do the work and don't know they've been led. So like when you can like install or like plant these seeds in people, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't necessarily have to sit here and try to build people up and give them all these positive affirmations. Some people get burnt out on that. Some people are tired of people preaching to them. But I feel like a lot of my music, it touches other places, you know what I'm saying, that maybe people weren't thinking about, like, oh, that is something that I do need to work on. And it's not just always like a self-confidence thing. You know what I'm saying? Like self-confidence is part of it. Self-discipline is part of it. But a lot of it is just like the urge or the desire, like the want to do it, So showing up is half the battle, you know what I'm saying? But if you show up every day, I promise good things will happen, and it's that type of mindset that I'm trying to, help reinvigorate people, so to say.
Yeah, I really admire that. That's dope, man. The last question that I want to leave you with is, through your journey, what advice would you give to up and coming artists? Like, what have you learned on your path?
Consistency will honestly overcome everything. And it's not like you can consistently be bad, just being consistent and understanding what consistency looks like. Like consistency isn't necessarily always greatness, but consistency can lead you to greatness, So like a lot of people get burnt out, or a lot of people may have a bad season. A lot of people may have a bad year, but you're consistent enough to build on those things, to rebuild on those things. My biggest thing that I would tell younger me is to stay consistent and just trust your process. For me, I said I just started taking music serious in 2020. I should have said I just started consistently, working on the music. Like I'm posting every day on these social media platforms now. I'm, one way, shape, or form working on my craft. If it's not writing, I may just be, just reciting words, or, reciting verses. I'll play 5 or 6 songs. Let's do, a simulation of a show set, in our living room or something like that. It's just being consistent and just constantly working and perfecting your craft. Now, how that looks is different to everybody. So for sure, you have to map and plan and do other things. But I promise the consistency will help with so much, because it will just put you in places that you may not have been if you were sitting at home or just watching TV, or, not perfecting your craft, so to say. That's also one thing that I love about this project in particular, is because this project is more of like an alternative sound for me. I'm very traditional hip hop, very traditional boom bap. As you listen to the project, I'm very technical in the way that I rap. Sometimes I over rap, as people tell me, like, bro, you can let the beat breathe sometimes. I don't really come from that era. Like I come from that era where it's like, yo, we're not wasting any of this beat. We're not wasting none of this shit. That's the era that I come from with the music stuff. So for sure, that is something that I want to, leave with people as well. Is like I have a saying that I say, like, not now is not no. So no matter where you're at in your process, just understand, trust it, and what you're building towards today that you can't do something doesn't mean tomorrow or next year, you know, or in 3 years that you may not be able to do that. But for a lot of people, they can't see that far. And that's why I say, like, consistency will get you there. Consistency sometimes is a bad thing. Like I said, you know, if you're like running on autopilot, but I don't think that that's the consistency that I'm speaking towards, so to say. Like, I want people to be, you know, more self-aware, you know, like hyper aware of things that are around them, hyper focused, and within the consistency and within your own process that you are building, so to say, that creation, I promise you opportunities will rise if you're just consistent.
Just let everybody know where they can find you at, man.
Word. I am Backwood Brad on all streaming platforms. I'm Backwood Brad on everywhere. Over on Instagram, it's Real Backwood Brad, but you can still find me by Backwood Brad. So yeah, anywhere you search for Backwood Brad, and that's BACKWOOD BRAD. Extremely simple. But yeah, we're Backwood Brad everywhere, and anywhere you listen to music, over on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, you know, SoundCloud, anywhere you stream. Deezer, Ditto's another one. I'm on like at least, I believe, 53 streaming platforms. So you can pretty much find me anywhere you search music. And if you don't, hit me up on one of my social media platforms. Let me know where you stream music, and I promise I will have my music there, you know, soon after, for sure.
Yeah, there it is. I'm also going to make sure I put all the links down below in the description. So anybody that's watching this, y'all can go ahead and check out Backwood Brad. He's definitely Rap Nerd approved. I love the album, man. And we're going to go ahead and sign off, man. So
peace and love, y'all.
Until next time, thank you for joining us. And we up out of here, man. Peace.
Yeah. Peace.
24 hours of nonstop indie hip hop right here on Rap Nerd Radio.